Hey, what's up, guys, gals, and C10 lovers out there, far and wide. We're not live. We're recorded here in YouTube. Then we're doing, something a little different. We're recording for the podcast as well. So if you guys want to go hear, the awesome podcast that's over on Spotify, go find C10 America Talks. That again is C10 America Talks right over on Spotify. That's where I think Joe Rogan is. Thank God. I have a little something here to quench my thirst. Yesterday I was coughing up a storm, and I just kept on getting away from the mic so I didn't cough, in the mic and all that. Hey guys, welcome to, if you're on the podcast, welcome. You're on C10 America Talks. On the podcast, what's up, guys? What's up, gals? And it's C10 America Mornings on the podcast this morning. We're at, it's Tuesday, August 12th at 6:09 a.m. 6:09 a.m. Tuesday, man. It's another week. We took in from a long 2-day weekend. I was over at Dad's last weekend for a bit, got a little achy and stuff like that, and then we had to do some honeydews around the house and all that. Anyways, guys, thanks for you guys out there on the podcast C10 America Talks, and then thank you guys out there watching our live, or not live. We're scratch that out. We're not live. We're recording. Thanks for watching. The recording. We're going to probably 6:40, I believe. Anyways, if you guys are not signed up to the magazine, get signed up. Head over to www.c10americamagazine.com and get signed up. Anyways, guys out there on the podcast listening, I think maybe Kevin's out there, maybe a roller from Roland and Derek is out there. Hey, what's up? I want to say a big shout out to everybody out there, all our fans and friends out there listening far and wide, on that podcast. By the way, guys, if you're watching me right now on YouTube, we are recording a podcast for this morning, and back when we first started putting the podcast up, we took and we picked out, a day like on a Monday to drop, a new podcast. And we kind of fell short of that for 2 months. We got, so busy, here in the studio. But we are still busy, but I guess, if you want something to grow, folks, you got to make time for it. You got to make time for it to grow. And that's what we're doing here. We took and we kind of reversed gears. We backed up. And pretty much what I mean by reversed gears and backing up, we took and we would come out like every Monday, and then we got busy and we didn't put out an episode for 2 months and all that. And that's kind of hard when you're trying to grow a base and you're doing it every Monday and then you drop off. Your friends, your fans, and your audience out there, they're kind of waiting for the next podcast, and they're kind of banking on that. Maybe they're at work or they're in a shop setting, and they're waiting on the next episode. They listened to everything we have, guys. We have like over 145 episodes, up on Spotify, so you can go over there and check that out. And this podcast will be up there too. So we dropped the second one. This is the third episode of C10 America Mornings. The audio version right over on Spotify. So, I thought maybe, hey, just throw a wrench in, the spoke, kind of turn it up, change it up, a little bit. And I found out the other day, well, heck, I can do that. I have the audio software, right on the computer. By the way, give you a shameless plug there. Audacity. We use Audacity, software for all the audio stuff, and not because it's free, but it does the job that we needed to do, and we know it real good. I've been working with it for, gosh, a while now. So, anyways, it is my go-to, software. Excuse me, for audio, and then I'm using, the video software built into my iMac to do this YouTube video. It's HD, video. So if you guys out there on the podcast want to come over, check out, the recording of, the video version of what you guys out there are, listening to, go right ahead and head over to www.youtube.com and look for C10 America. Go to youtube.com, and all you need to do, put in C10 America, and I guarantee you guys, you'll find us. You know what? Our presence over on, Facebook, our group over in Facebook, I looked at, the numbers again this morning, and as I looked yesterday, we're sitting at 68.5 thousand members over in Facebook, and that's awesome because 2 months ago we got like a message, email or whatever from Meta, from the company that owns Facebook, and they pretty much said, hey, thank you, congratulations, all that. So I'm thinking, well, what did we do to, deserve all these accolades, and, shout outs and, thank yous. And the more I read down, it said, I guess, in our 2.5 year, trial with, C10 America and doing videos nonstop for, 2.5 years, they said that we brought, check this out, wait for it. They said that we brought over, something like 8 million new people, 8 million new followers to Facebook. that is pretty, awesome. And they want to, Facebook, they want to start paying us over on Facebook. But the only thing is, the bad part is they want to only do it on your personal profile. They did not say in any way that it would be through our group. And our group is where we're in the group every day. The profile, the personal profile, is for the family pictures, the dog pictures, all that. So we want to keep family and business, kind of, you know separate. If you know what I mean. And me, Dad's been here in Texas for about 10 years now. It's past 10 years and a couple weeks or whatever. We got here in late 2015 with Mom. Me and Dad took care of Mom for 10 years, and then we lost Mom to Alzheimer's. But my hope one day is my goal one day, not my hope. My goal one day is I want to put on a truck show in my mom's name, and I want to give the money to charity. Give the money to the Alzheimer's Foundation out there, and if you guys out there listening, and you think that's an awesome idea, contact me. But you know right now it's only a thought. But I'm one that I always want to give back to community, because community is what supports you. And I want to definitely give back, and give something in my mom's name. And we thought about a couple different venues, and we thought maybe make it small, nothing big, just maybe a small meetup. And I think that's where too many guys nowadays, they take and they have an idea, and they come like a raging bull out of the gate, and with that idea, and I want to do this, and that. And they take it. They have on the money and stuff behind them. They have the idea, and they have the passion, all that. But I think much too often, the public, us, are not really ready, for that, and they might be coming out way too fast. Whereas if they would have an idea, and they would plan the idea and maybe go a little slower pace, and not be a raging bull out of the gate, be a frickin' smart cowboy out of the gate, and roll with the punches, and every way the wind blows, sway to that direction. And I'm just saying, I think personally, from me, my opinion, guys, don't take it the wrong way. Just my opinion. And I'm thinking, some people come out, they want to make a name for themselves overnight, and or make a name for their event overnight, and all that. And we're totally not like that. And if we would try and do something like that, I would do it. I would want to do it in honor of my mom. And because mom, she loved hot rods, she loved old trucks, all that. And her dream was to come to Texas with dad and myself. She wanted dad to retire, dad to get one of his old cars that he really loves, excuse me, which is a 37 Ford. Dad really, really loved, that car, the body lines, all that, stuff. And I don't know why my screen keeps on wigging out and going bonkers, but hey, it is what it is. I'll take it in and have it looked at. Anyways, we're gonna do the truck show rundown. Coming down, the pipeline probably tomorrow on tomorrow's show. By the way, thanks for tuning in and clicking on this awesome, episode. But I have to give a shout out to the people that are bringing you this video right now. And that is, I want to give a big shout out to Boss Hog Torque Converters out of Muscle Shoals, Alabama. They stepped up and they're getting big things done. After all, they have been around for over 50 years. I guess when you're doing something right, you're gonna last, 50 years or more. Now that is Boss Hog Torque Converters, .com on the interweb out there, or better yet, right here on Facebook. You can find them on Facebook, and you can find them over on, I think they're on IG, I think even TikTok. And dude, man, these guys are freaking tearing it up. They're like all over the charts. They're going to PRI every year. That is one show that I want to go to that I have not been to. I've been to SEMA about 4 times. News flash, guys, I dropped it yesterday on, the live. I'll drop it here. We're planning on going to SEMA 2026. Not this year, guys, because Miss Terry and myself are getting married. Yes, I'm getting married after, all this time. I'm getting married. So, anyways, that'll be later on, in the year, kind of, and, the fall time, we'll be getting, married. But we're looking at going to SEMA this year, or not this year, I'm sorry, next year, not this year, next year. And I thought, with going there before and all that, we would take, kind of hiatus, a couple years off from going to SEMA. And then we took and we regrouped as, C10 America. And then we'll be going back as, C10, America. We can go see Juan. Juan, if you're watching from SEMA, out there, hey, what's up, brother? We're looking at coming back in 2026, right out there. If you're listening on the podcast, C10 America Talks, and you have never been to SEMA, you need to go to SEMA. It's freaking awesome. And you're rubbernecking every time you go. I mean, you talk about awesome cars and trucks. I mean, it is an adult playground. And I kid you not, it's an adult playground right, out there, and it is awesome. Anyways, guys, we just started doing our show boards, and our show boards are 20 by 30. Normally, in price, they're $250, but you can save some money, save some cha-ching on that. All you need to do is go find our group over on Facebook and become a member. And when you guys out there become a member, you get member pricing, and all you guys pay is $225. So see right there, I saved you guys $25, 25 smacks. And nowadays $25 is $25. It's for groceries, for laundry detergent, for all that. But so normally $250. Become a member, and it drops it down to $225. Anyways, our we've been trying to compile guests for that awesome podcast back there. We have a list of folks we want to get on the podcast, and a couple of people that we emailed, and we're waiting for confirmation or a reply back from them. But number one, we haven't contacted yet, but we want to get Chip Foose on the podcast. We want to get Dave Kindig on the podcast. Jay Leno, we did send an email out to Jay. We're waiting on feedback, or waiting on anything back. Tim Allen, we want to give Tim Allen an email. I know he's big into collecting cars and trucks and all that. Joe Martin from Our Resurrection, we want to talk to Joe. We did talk to Joe Coddington, the awesome wife of late great hot rod icon Boyd Coddington, and then we want to get all the Boyd kids on the show as well. And then Bill from right down there in Houston over at Extensive. We want to get him on, the show, and, all that. Let's see. We do metal prints. We call them metal features, guys. They're 11 by 14. When we put you in our magazine, C10 America, we take and we mock it up like how it would look on a metal print, guys. And with that being said, we take and we'll mock it up, and we'll have you say hey or nay, and look at it, check it out. And, if it's everything you thought it would be and more, then we send it over to print. And it takes only 2 weeks from, the time, you guys get them, 2 weeks. So, anyways, yeah, Meta contacted us, 2 months ago. They said, hey, you know what? You guys brought over 1 million new people. That is awesome. For anybody to go out of their way, pardon me, nowadays, and contact you and say, hey, you brought over this many new people, that I don't care who you are, but that kind of really wakes you up on what you're doing. Maybe what you're doing is getting out there to people, and that is, awesome, awesome. So, anyways, hopefully that was in 2 years. Maybe, the next 2 years I can double that. Maybe do another 8 million, and then, yeah, where I would have brought over 16 million new followers. So I don't know, that's awesome. And then guys, if you're looking at maybe advertising, that part, that product or that service, maybe, you you just started a company, a business, and you're out there, and it has, something to do with, a C10, truck, C10 parts, all that. Well, what other, let me say it like this: what best way can you get out there, kind of quick, like in front of, the C10 America community? Anyways, you can do it through our network. We're building the C10 America network, and I think we're you know at a good stride, a good pace for it, because the group over on Facebook is 68.5 thousand, and then we'll be growing. The YouTube channel. You guys watching, you're on YouTube right now, and then you guys out there listening on C10 America podcast. If you want to watch this video, you can go to YouTube. Just type in C10 America, and boom, there it is, right there. But anyways, if I can, I want to talk about the Mini Mic Pro. The Mini Mic Pro is freaking awesome, man. My buddy Jeff, aka Roller, over with Rolling with Roller, and Derek, he has an awesome show on YouTube right here. So, guys, on the podcast, head over to YouTube and check out Rolling with the Roller and Derek. I got something to drink. Thank God. Anyways, guys, go over to the website, check out Rolling with the Roller and Derek. What he did, he took and he started a brand new podcast. It's called Pedal to the Metal. Pedal to the Metal. If you know Jeff, or Roller, as he's called out there at the shows and all that, Jeff is an announcer boy, and he used to have a show called Monster Truck Radio, and he would. I think he worked for a company that they did Monster Truck Radio, and he would interview the guys and gals that drive these big, beautiful, awesome trucks out there. And anyways, he's coming out with another podcast. Only him. Don't worry. He's not giving up his day gig. He's still doing Rolling with Roller and Derek, of course, but he's picking up a new thing to do himself in the basement of his house in Parker, Colorado. That's awesome. So anyways, me and Roller were, good friends, and we talk back and forth almost every other day, giving each other ideas, and stuff like that. And that's what it is. You need a good friend to bounce ideas off, whether, they're good or they're bad. If they're, good, we're gonna tell you, and if they're bad, we're not. No, I'm just joking. But he's he's a great sounding board and all that. And I would talking about the Mini Mic Pro one day, on the show over on Facebook, and he really seemed to like that Mini Mic Pro, and so he contacted me after the show, and he said, "Hey, Rich, I'm looking more and more into the Mini Mic Pro. Can you tell me a little more about it?" And so, I did. And then I'm all, "Why do you like it? Do you think you'll get one?" And he's "Yeah, like what you say about it, and I trust you. If you say that's what you use, and that's what I use out there at the truck shows. You don't have to worry about any wires or anything getting tangled up. It's Bluetooth. Just make sure you charge it, all the way, guys. And by the way, if you're wondering why I do not reach over way over here, I am on, the kitchen dining room chair right now. It has no rollers on it. It's just stationary right now. I'm going later on to buy like a new office chair. My old one gave out on me. The cushion, it flattened real bad. But if you think about it, I had it for 10 freaking years. 10 years. And I use that thing, every day. So I paid like probably $100 for it, brand new, and it got its use, out of it each and every day. So I'm going over to probably Colleyville later on, get me a new office chair, and hopefully by tomorrow's YouTube video, you're gonna see a new office chair right here. So, anyways, guys, we're gonna go ahead and wrap this one up. We're at 6:40 right now. We'll let it go to 6:45, and then I need to get some stuff done. But real quick, I want to give a rundown of the truck shows we'll be at. This one is 2026. It is the Rat Pack show put on by Dale and my buddy David right down there in Snyder. It's held over at the Coyote store right down in Gale. Now, if you're coming down on May 16th, do not try and stay in Gale, because, if you do, you'll be sleeping, probably in your car, or, you'll be sleeping in a tent, because there's no hotel there, no gas station, and no restaurant. There is a post office, and there's a Coyote store. But other than that, if I was you, I would stay in Snyder, because Gale is only like half an hour away, so you can drive down to a Gale within half an hour, like a hop, skip, and a jump, right down there. So it's an awesome show. It was Miss Terry and my show, my first show, last year at the Rat Pack, along with it being Terry's first show right down there, and we did not know what to expect, right down there, being like we went to the Snatter Wills car show, for like so long, but we had never gone to, the Rat Pack show. Let me turn this. We had never gone to, the Rat Pack, car show, but we showed up. We met Todd Leatherwood and, his awesome, wife down there. We met, a bunch of, people out there, bunch of, passion loving, hot rod driven, folks out there. And there's awesome, C10 trucks out there. Our buddy Scott Stout was, out there, and many folks. There was even a guy, check this out, even a guy that brought out all the American graffiti cars right out there. Just like, the ones right back on, my table. Brought the Deuce Coupe out and brought all those, parked side by, side. So that was, so, awesome. Then real quick before I get off here, we have the Coyote Drive-In Movie Theater down here in Fort Worth. I met the owner one time, probably a couple years back, but I want to maybe go back and talk to him, sometime. And that would be so cool if we could get tons of C10 trucks right down at Coyote Drive-In Theater, and for maybe a shoot for the magazine. How cool would that be? That'd be awesome. Anyways, we're at 6:44. I'm going to take and wrap, this up. This will be up today. You'll have two videos up, the one from yesterday and this one up on YouTube. And then we will also have a brand new podcast up for you tonight. So no more Monday guys out there listening on, the podcast. No more doing Mondays only. We're going to take and we're going to be dropping a new podcast, each and every day, like, the YouTube videos. So we love you guys. We'll see you soon. If you're out there on the podcast, keep on checking out, these awesome episodes, and, tell your friends. This has been C10 America Mornings, the video and, the audio version on YouTube and Spotify. Stay blessed, and we'll see you guys soon. Take care. Have a great day.